So radiofrequency microneedling is a treatment that lots of people have heard about and particularly has entered conversation over the last couple of years since those famous photos of Judy Murray with an incredible transformation which was attributed to Morpheus8. So what is radiofrequency microneedling? Well, radiofrequency is a type of energy that's transmitted into the skin that heats the tissues, and that then in turn causes new collagen to be formed. Microneedling is when we use tiny needles to puncture and injure the skin. And when we combine the two technologies together, those needles are delivered into the skin, they cause this tiny little puncture, and as the needle is in, it then delivers the radio frequency so that that energy is getting deeper into the tissues straight away, down to the dermis where it needs to be to stimulate collagen, because that's where the fibroblast cells are. So what are the different devices available on the market? And I will be honest, there are loads, so many of them, but no two devices are the same, and I will be honest, not all devices are created equal. Some of the best, in my opinion, are the Profound RF and the Morpheus8. The one that we use in my clinic is the Profound RF. I'm going to talk through a little bit about what the differences are and why you might choose one over the other for certain treatments. The Profound RF is made by a company called Candela, who are the people who originally discovered and invented radiofrequency microneedling. So they own the patent for that technology. So what the Profound RF does is it has needles which penetrate the skin up to between 6 and 7 millimeters. And this is on two different handpieces. One that goes at more of an angle, so it sits purely within the dermis for skin tightening and collagen stimulation. One which we can use in more targeted areas, so particularly we're talking about under the chin, to target that fatty subcutaneous tissue and hopefully reduce it somewhat. So we can really bespoke a treatment. We can target that skin tightening through the lower face and neck, and then we can just target the fat reduction where we want the fat reduction. So that's great from a safety perspective, because obviously fat reduction in the face isn't necessarily a desirable thing to have. What's different about the Profound RF is that it delivers the pulse of energy for 4 seconds, which is longer than any other device on the market. In fact, any other device, the longest it can deliver the energy is for 1 second. And it heats the tissue to about 67 degrees. It's constantly monitoring that temperature between the tips of the individual needles. So it's a quite hot treatment, and each pulse of energy is delivered for quite a long time. So it's intense. It has downtime of about a week for most people, which basically involves bruising and swelling. And we do use both topical and injected anesthesia to numb you. So after those first 5 minutes where we've injected the numbing, hopefully you don't feel anything more. So it's not a painful treatment to actually have. But the benefit of going through that week of downtime is that you then only really need one treatment. So most people have one treatment roughly every 2 years. We can only use it through the lower face and neck. We don't use it around the more delicate eye area, for example, because it would be too intense. The Morpheus8, on the other hand, uses the same depth of needle as the Profound RF, and it heats to a similar temperature, but it only does it for 1 second. Now, the intensity can be changed depending on the qualifications also of the provider who's treating you. And the Morpheus8 can be great for treating superficial lines and wrinkles. So, for example, around the eye, it's excellent for that. It's a really great treatment for improving skin texture, and across a series of treatments, it can also really help to lift and tighten. So they're both great devices. Morpheus8 also has downtime, but maybe not as much as the Profound RF. So it very much depends on the areas you're looking to treat, what you're looking to improve, and what your lifestyle's like in terms of whether you can tolerate downtime or not, as to which one might be more suitable for you. If this content has been useful for you, please give it a thumbs up or send me a little message below, and please do subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.